It's that time of the show where we throw something into the pot that maybe just doesn't fit anywhere else. We got very creative. We called this, producer man, I believe it's the last word. Now, everybody knows, Gabby, that in an alternate universe, you and Cody Rhodes would be partners. You'd be his valet. You'd travel with him all over the place on his big American Nightmare bus. Respectfully, I might add. Respectfully. Now, part of the reason you're such a Cody Rhodes fan is because he gets it. And he has transformed himself from the AEW outlaw into the babyface, the most marketable person in the WWE. And I saw this video and I got in my own feels, and I know everybody else did, because sometimes when you've had a full circle moment and both Cody Rhodes and CM Punk went to AEW, and you never could have told me, Gabby, that 3 or 4 years ago, we would be sitting here where we are right now. I want to show you this and get your reaction. Check out CM Punk and how emotional he got recently at a live event on this European tour. Producer man, please. With all due respect to Jey Uso, that entrance is the best in the WWE. What do you think was going through the mind of CM Punk to get him so emotional?
I think when you're there, and don't have personal experience, but to be somewhere and you hear that crowd and you're not in the United States anymore and you're like, wow, we hit all over the world, right? We are influencing people everywhere. It's not a small feat. And he's been through it. He's made a lot of choices. I'm sure he regrets a lot of things in his life. I'm sure, you kind of have to sit there and be like, did every choice I make, did I do the right thing? And in that moment, I think he was like, everything I did led me to this moment. And I have no regrets. And I was correct in everything that I did. And how lucky and grateful I am to be here right now.
I think that's very well said. And we used to go to Europe 2 times a year, 10 days at a time. So I spent 20 days a year, 10 years, so well over 200 days of my life. And I wish everybody, and I mean this in all sincerity, I wish everybody could, at some point in their lives, experience something outside of the United States. Because what it does, Gabby, is it makes you feel very, very small. That you're in a place wherever that video was. It was somewhere in Europe. We know that. They were in Scotland today. But when you hear of these places and you see these places, you can't physically in your mind imagine being there. It's so far away from where we are. So I think for CM Punk, exactly what you just said. He said to himself, man, 12 years ago or whatever it was, I thought I burnt this bridge. I never thought I would feel this feeling. And I also wish that fans who watch this sport, watch this business, watch sports entertainment just for one time, Gabby, just once, could they feel what it's like inside the body when you're out there. And it only happened to me a few times, like really felt it. But I'm so grateful that I did, because those crowds that never get to see us, that never get to experience us, and they see you for the first time. I even had people, Gabby, and I know it's hard to believe, that would meet me. I met a kid from Japan one time. Japan. And he comes up and he says to me, IU. And I was like, IU? What's he talking about? Indiana University? He was the interpreter for my shows that went to Tokyo, that he would do the Japanese for my English words. So I met my coach, my Japanese coach, essentially.
That's crazy.
Is that crazy?
It's crazy.
And then all of a sudden I'm getting emotional. I'm like, this kid's excited to meet me. He watches me every week. He interprets what I say, and then he does the Japanese version. That makes you feel very, very small. And I think that's what CM Punk was all about. Because he probably, wouldn't you agree that CM Punk, more than any other superstar in the history of the business, probably lost more money because of inaction.
Right.
And then lost more star power, whatever you want to say, because of all the things he decided to do.
Right. And I think for someone to get that emotional in a moment, it's because he's been to rock bottom before where he didn't think he would ever see a moment like that for himself.
Yes.
Or you don't
Yes.
believe it, that it's going to happen. So when it does, you're so overwhelmed with emotion that that's the only way you can react to it. And he's had this incredible career, and he's made these choices, and these things have happened, and he's had bad times too. But you're in that moment and you're like, I never thought I'd be here. And now I'm here, and I can't even not express it by crying. And it's a beautiful thing. And hopefully everyone at some point gets that in their life, but they don't. And that's also why you cry, because you're very lucky to get to experience it.
There was a time, and I'm sure I've told on the show, I'm not sure here before, but when I became a character and stopped being an announcer, it was hard, and I had to learn how to work and all this kind of stuff. And when I was in this program with a character called Eugene, he was kind of like a special character, kind of like Rain Man, only wanted to make friends, and I spent 6 months doing skits where I would look like a fool every single week, and Eugene would make friends with all of his favorite superstars that he grew up watching. It would never fly today. I thought it was a beautiful storyline back then. We're going to be in San Diego. And I remember getting a call from the office saying, hey, coach, we just got a call from The Rock. He wants to know if you're cool with this. He wants to be a part of what you and Eugene are doing, because Eugene's never met The Rock, right? Storyline-wise.
Right.
So we were in San Diego. And they actually asked me, are you cool with it? Am I cool with doing something with The Rock? Yeah, I think I'm cool with it. And we snuck him in a car. This is how seriously he took it. Snuck him in a car. Todd Grisham, who started the here comes Eugene. My music interrupts. I come down. I kick my best friend Todd Grisham out. I berate the Eugene. He backs up the ramp. This is a 25-minute segment on YouTube if anybody ever wants to go and watch it. And as soon as he backs up, they hit The Rock's music, and The Rock comes out, and it's the only time in my entire career I broke character. Luckily, the camera wasn't on me, because The Rock came out, blue and white sweatshirt. Literally, I remember saying to myself, this man is not built like the rest of us. He's different. He's special. God spent a little bit more time on this man than he did on the rest of us. And then he walks down. It was the first time that The Rock and Vince ever let me berate The Rock and insult him back in my career. That was a really big deal for me.
Yeah.
And I was and I remember hearing the crowd, and I'm saying to myself, how did I get here? How did I get here?
Yeah.
It was the best moment of my career, hands down, bar none. Bar none.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's a really cool story.
Yeah, it was fantastic. All right, we've got about a minute left, so as we look forward to SmackDown this week and then Raw next week, I believe in London, what are you expecting? What are you looking forward to? About 45 seconds.
I mean, I want to see something different between Cena and Cody moving forward. I don't know if we're going to see them on SmackDown or not. Obviously, we don't know. But if they're going to do the same song and dance every single day before leading up to it, I'm kind of getting bored. I think that I would like to see Roman at SmackDown this week. I think we need to. We've seen Punk. We've seen Rollins. I need to see Roman. And I want to see Roman because I want to know what he has to say about everything.
I also want to know how Paul is going to play a role in this, and if he's going to end up with somebody afterwards. But I also thought about this today. We were talking about on the Coach and Bro show. To me, to really make this pay off, I want to see Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania come in and absolutely shred this entire threesome and leave them all laying, and Paul Heyman leaves with Brock. That's what I want to see, and we'll see.
I wouldn't like that.